ministry here at Pasadena began with families who had kids who were diagnosed with autism, and the families really believed that their kids were part of this church and that the church needed to have a place for them. And so they began the kind of a grassroots providing buddies and shadows in the classrooms with their kids so that those kids could be involved and be a part of this church community. That was the beginning of it, and throughout the last probably 10 to 12 years, that ministry has grown from having a pastor who was before me who helped begin getting classes for kids with special needs. And then over the last 8 years, we've had the blessing of starting teen classes and adult classes, and we've seen a full embracing of inclusion and acceptance of kids no matter who they are, and teens and adults, that there's a place for them and finding that space for them.
But in terms of the needs that we see in the special needs world, and really how our church has chosen to address those needs, I think is unique. And I think it's very visionary, and I think it's a wonderful opportunity to help the community at large.
They are told by society that their kids don't measure up. They are told that if they don't act a certain way, look a certain way, if they're not able to reach certain type of status, that they don't measure up. And for the church, we need to have that separate mission. We need to tell the opposite. We need to be telling that there is a place for you, that something good can come from you.
It just shows what the love of God is really all about, and how we can make the marginalized in society feel special. And that's what Jesus' message was. And I really feel that Pasadena has done a really great job of doing that for our family.
Pasadena's Wheels Basketball League actually was started by a former children's pastor who wanted to start a league for our Upward League director, whose son has CP and uses a wheelchair. And so it began with 3 participants. This season we have 11 participants signed up and 10 who've actually come and had the need to even have 2 separate games going on at the same time. And the impact that has had for the Pasadena's families, but also for families in the community. We have families who they're a part of Wheels and that's their connection. And for some of them, this is the only opportunity they have to be involved in a sporting event. Families come and they bring their entire family to come and cheer their kid on in something that may seem like not a big deal for a typical family, because typical families have many sports opportunities to choose from. But for some of these families, this is the only opportunity they have to see their child out on a court playing with a basketball and getting a basket and having someone push them around and seeing their smiles and joy, and just the impact that has.
I think it's important for there to be a special needs ministry in a church, because these are the families who sometimes feel very alone and need a place. And they need a place for their kids. They need a place for themselves sometimes, that they can have someone come along beside them and love them and be Jesus for them.
In His name, Missions Project is going to make an impact on kids here in the United States and around the world who maybe don't have a chance to come to a church on a regular basis, or maybe they don't have an opportunity to come because they maybe struggle or need a little bit extra help. And so being able to have this money is going to really help them to be able to come to know Jesus, but it's also going to be able to make a way for their families to be able to come and be a part of a church community. And so your gift, your money, is going to go a long ways to helping another child or 2 or 3 children get to come and know who Jesus is.